Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to another edition of The Spread. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio today with co-host J Dash, Big Easy, and JK47. Going to talk a little NL first baseman for you, break them down, rank them 15-1. Small fantasy implications, but not quite a fantasy baseball list yet. A couple more weeks, right, Dash?
Yup.
You love that fantasy baseball.
I do love fantasy baseball. So much better than fantasy football. All you listening know it.
47. Who do we got at number 15?
Yonder Alonso out of San Diego.
The only Padre nobody knows of.
Well, here's a guy, for the most part, has had a half-decent bat on him, limited pop, and obviously, playing in San Diego doesn't help him. But, this is also a guy over the last 2 seasons has also had trouble staying healthy.
Yeah, he missed the end of last season with surgery on his forearm. The big thing with him is he has trouble hitting left-handed hitting. And he has yet to hit double-digit home runs still. He actually came up with our number 1 guy on this list. They were both not big prospects, but they were supposed to be good players. They didn't know who was going to be better. One guy turned out to be the best first baseman in baseball. The other one's still sitting here at number 15.
Garbage. 240 average last year with a 285 on-base percentage. That's a little down from his 271, 334 career.
Yeah, he usually has a solid average and on-base percentage. But like I said, he got to show power before he can move up this list any. Need to see power from him. He does have a little bit more speed than a lot of these first basemen, but you got to show more.
Well, our number 14 guy's got some more power. Ryan Howard for the Philadelphia Phillies. Bad average last year at only 223, 310 on base, but still 23 home runs and 95 RBIs. You hate on the dude, but that's still pretty decent power numbers.
Well, you look at Howard. Some of the power still remains.
He's in the best shape of his life from what I hear.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Listen, he Ks more than nearly anybody in baseball. He had 190 Ks last season and 569 at-bats. He has a good walk rate, but he's K'd 181 or more times, 5 times in his career, including 199 twice. And the thing with him, I don't expect him to be playing full-time moving forward. They got a young guy in Franco in the minors. He's going to be coming up. He's going to be playing some first base. I don't expect Howard to get 569 at-bats anymore. And with as much as he Ks, he needs to hit for more power than that.
Definitely, but I think those days for him are actually far behind him.
Oh, he's going to hit 100 home runs this year and break the record.
He already got 1 home run this spring. You know who was off of JK?
Charlie Morton.
No, your boy.
He's Garrett Cole.
The other one.
AJ Burnett.
Yep.
Love that dude.
He popped. He took him deep. He took Burnett deep.
He let him.
already.
They were friends. He was there, and he wanted to help him out, help his confidence. It's a great way to stay in shape.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what he did. He's like, oh, Ryan, because he was there last year.
Yep.
Ryan Howard's up to the plate. AJ goes, oh, here you go, man.
His batting average has been dropping the
Feeding
past
the
4
children.
years. If you look, he had 45 or more home runs from 2006 to 2009 with a high of 58 in 2006. Like you said, 47. Those days are far behind.
Well, steroids are tested for now.
Still, though, if he can put up 95 RBIs, it's great. But like I said, 569 at-bats, that might be the last time you see something like that from him.
600 this year, boy.
Well, it depends on how he plays. He hits, he plays. He doesn't, here comes Franco.
Number 13, Michael Morse, coming over from the World Series champion Giants last season. He played outfield for them. He's going to be playing first base for the Marlins this season. He's 32 years old. He hit 279 last year with a 336 on base, 16 jacks, 61 RBI, 48 runs. His walk rate isn't great. His K rate isn't great.
K rate.
He's been a pretty consistent average hitter, though. He has a 281 career average with a 335 on base.
Better against righties.
Yeah, last year he was way better against righties than he was versus lefties, but in his career they've been closer, so we'll have to see if he can bounce back from that or that's the direction he's moving. But he's had double-digit home runs each of the past 5 years, but more than 18 just once. He had 31 in 2011. He needs to stay on the field, too.
This is a guy that's battled injury problems, definitely, and was a key cog in that San Francisco lineup last year.
His defense in the outfield was so terrible. This is a good move for him to move to first base because this is one of the easier, not saying it's an easy position, but one of the easier positions to learn for an older guy.
Well, that too, and it's probably going to save his legs also. I mean, not having to track down them fly balls. I mean, and as you said earlier, the mediocre or less stellar defense that he provides.
Listen, he had a 10-year career. He played in more than 131 games once and in less than 107 times.
Brutal.
Well, I think he's happy in Miami now, though. He already got 6 home runs or 6 RBIs this spring.
South Beach, baby. Let's move on to number 12, a guy that's had an up-and-down career, Adam Lean from the Brewers this season. He's going to be turning 32 during the season. He spent 2006 to 2014 with the Blue Jays, his entire career. He's had some big seasons with him. He's had some down seasons with him. But last year, he hit .321 with a .381 on base, 6 jacks, 40 RBIs, 38 runs in 290 at-bats.
Guy's got a lot of power, double-digit home runs 5 straight years from 2009 to 2013.
Yeah, he had a career-high 35 in 2009, so the power is there, though he didn't show too much of it last season, although he would have had double digits in a full season. But really, this guy's just become a platoon player now.
You love that platoon.
He was used as a DH in the American League, too, so we're going to have to see how much he can play first base. They might not be playing him every day for those reasons, too. Like I said, he's been inconsistent in his career, though. His average from year to year, look, 2009 he hit .305, 2010 .237, 2011 .251, 2012 .255, and then 2013 he hit .288. Last year, well over .300. And look at his on-base percentage. From 2009 to 2013, it ranged from .287 in one season to .370 in another season. So who knows what you're going to get out of him. But the one thing I like is Jonathan Lucroy is going to be playing some first base for the Brewers, too. And that guy is a beast.
Yeah, the Brewers are looking at options at first base because they really don't have too much right now.
Brew crew.
Yeah, Lean's not 100% healthy. They're not sure if he's going to be able to play a full season of first base. You're right, Easy. They're definitely looking for more options. Lucroy might end up playing more first base than you think this season.
Yeah, well, brew him.
Number 11, a guy I like. He'll be turning 27 on 4/20. Brandon Belt of the Giants.
Guy had a .243 average last year with a .306 on base. 12 home runs, 27 RBIs. You'd like to see him improve on the RBIs at least a little bit. Only 214 at bats, so I mean, I guess.
Yeah, he missed a lot of the season. He only had 54 plate appearances in the second half of the season because of a concussion, and he missed a lot of the season early in the year too due to a broken thumb. But he got off to a huge start. He had 7 home runs in April. He was leading the league. He actually gained power last season. He was having a breakout year in terms of power, but his K rate got a lot worse. His walk rate got a lot worse. So it looks like he traded off being a better hitter for just going for the fence.
Just play with your thumb taped up. Who doesn't play baseball with a broken thumb? What a girl.
It's tough, man.
Due to the fact that he was hurt a lot last year, I mean, that could play into that 243 average.
Yeah, it definitely plays into it a little bit, but the strikeout rate and the walk rates tell me he changed his approach. Look at 2013. He hit .289 with a .360 on base, just 17 home runs and 509 at-bats, but he only K'd 125 times, and he had 52 walks. So you see that walk rate drop pretty considerably, and the K rate went up, too.
We almost broke our top 10, so I'll give him a thumbs up since he's only got 1.
Number 10, we have a guy that went to Slippery Rock. Matt Adams from the Cardinals. He'll be turning 27 this season. He's a pretty good hitter. He hit .288 last season with a .321 on base. His career numbers aren't far off of that, .283 and .323. The power wasn't there like they expected last season, though. Look, he had 17 home runs and 296 at-bats in 2013, so they were thinking maybe a 30 home run guy last year, but he had just 15 and 527 at-bats.
Yeah, it's tough to hit 30 home runs, too, and you got to get platooned because you can't hit left-handed pitching either.
Yeah, that's another guy that has trouble hitting lefties. But if you look, his walk rate dropped considerably last year, too. He had almost as many walks and half as many at-bats in 2013.
I'll tell you who owned him last year. Garrett Cole had his number.
But I'm hoping, listen, he's still early in his career. I'm hoping he can start hitting lefties a little better and become one of these better first basemen in the league. Phillipsburg, PA, baby.
I don't know. Doubt it.
Number 9, the worst first baseman in all of baseball.
Pedro Alvarez from your hometown Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's a guy who had a down season last year, battled some injuries.
Was terrible at third base.
Was awful at third base.
Garbage.
But
He
still,
was
though,
leading didn't he end up leading the league in errors still after getting his season cut short and not even playing the whole year?
I'm not quite sure about that.
Close, at least. He had 13, at least, at one point.
Well, he had more than that, I know that. Listen, they moved him over to first base, and he was looking good, but then he fractured his foot, and that cut his season short. But the one thing I am looking at is he improved his walk rate and K rate last season. You could say, you know what, he wasn't hitting that well. He only had a 231 average. Really, that was only 10 points off of what he hit the year before or 2 years before that. Yeah, 2 years before that. The year before he hit 233, so it was about the same. He improved his on-base percentage. He just got to play a full season, not worry about playing third base, and get his power back up around 30 home runs.
El Toro.
well, a lot's going to be riding on him
First
in
base
Pirates
ain't
camp
hard.
this year.
That's what
Dude,
I'm saying.
I think dude's going to have a decent year.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I think
just play first base. It's nothing.
Well, listen, if he can
Swing
get
the
back
bat, he'll be fine.
to his 2012 numbers where he hit 244, his on-base percentage will be higher because he can take a walk better now. So let's say that's up around 325, 330, and then if he can hit those 30 home runs, 85 RBIs to 100 RBIs, I mean, that's what you want out of a first baseman.
113 strikeouts and 398 at-bats is a little bit troubling, though.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely
Almost
K's too
one
much,
every
but if you
4
look, he
at-bats.
had 186 and 558 at-bats
one
the
every
year
4
before, so
at-bats.
he actually improved on that. And look, he had 48 walks that season, too, and 45 last year, and nearly 200 less at-bats.
Dude's garbage.
You're garbage.
I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't
You can
pretend to
be
be a
garbage.
good first baseman in the Major League Baseball. F him. Should be cut from the team.
Bottom line is when he
banished from
swings the
major
bat and
leagues.
makes contact, it's game over.
Please believe.
Dude just rocks the ball.
Too bad he
If he can
misses
get his
it.
head right, just get your head right, Pedro. We're there for you.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine at first base.
Produce.
and
Take your
he'll
ears
start
out of
hitting
your
better.
hat, and maybe
I
it'll be
get-
a little easier to hit. You
Keep your
moron.
ears in your hat, and you're still 100 times better than Adam LaRoche is at first base. That's all I gotta say.
Bring back Freddie Sanchez, move him to first base.
Freddie was a do. He did work.
Let's move on to another player who is moving to first base this season. Ryan Zimmerman of the Nationals coming in at number 8. He's still just 30 years old, not too old yet. He hit 280 last year with a 342, just 5 home runs and 38 RBIs and 214 at-bats. He had a broken thumb and a hamstring injury, so he only played 61 games. But this guy's been a pretty good hitter over his career, too. 286 career average, 352 career on base. You got to expect good things from this guy if he can just handle first base.
Nationals are going to be beasts.
Well, I do expect good things from him this year, J-Dash. I mean, the Nationals, formidable last year, even more formidable now. Zimmerman over a healthy season gives you 15 to 20 home runs, at least 80 RBI with that high 280s batting average.
You might even be able to see up around 25 to 27 home runs for him.
So, this is a guy who actually could be as high as, number 2 or 3 on this list whenever he's healthy.
Yeah. Thank God he's away from third base. He tried some outfield last year. It didn't really work out for him. This is the best position for him. He's a good hitter. He had 275 or better each of the past 7 years. He had double-digit home runs in his first 8 full seasons in the bigs. He had 33 in 2009. He's had 100 RBIs a couple times. He scored 100 runs once in his career. This guy gets it done. He has a good K rate, a good walk rate. He's a good hitter.
Great way to stay in shape.
But like Pedro, he's only played 5 games at first base in his career, all last year.
So he's going to suck.
Well, no, they're taking a shot. They got talent, and they just want to,
Got to put your best hitters on the field.
no matter where.
Number 7, we have a former Pittsburgh Pirate.
Somebody who should still be a Pittsburgh Pirate.
No, I disagree.
Well, last year when it hurt.
Well, listen, last year
Wouldn't
he
have
had,
hurt.
he had a good season, but it was with Colorado. You look
So-
at his career numbers. He's a 281 hitter with a 349 on base percentage. He hit 17 home runs in Colorado, which it would be like 10 in another stadium. He is a Gold Glove candidate, though. He's a good first baseman.
Rocky Mountain.
Did we even mention his name yet? Justin Morneau for the Colorado Rockies. He had 82 RBIs last year, too, which is nice. He has an excellent K rate. But listen, when he played for the Pirates, he played for 25 games. He didn't hit a home run. He wasn't having that great of a year.
He was just feeling it out, man.
He
He
had
was just
2
getting
RBIs
ready.
anyway.
Listen, he's not going to hit 319 again this year. He tailed off towards the end of the season. He started out real hot. I remember Jim saying we should have never got rid of him. Remember how hot
should've
he
got
was
rid of him.
early in the season? Well, he tailed off from there. He did lead the National League in batting average at the end of the season, though, so he
See?
still had a good season.
Batting champ.
But listen, he hit 267 or worse the 3 seasons previous to last year, so do not expect him to hit 319 again. His home runs didn't even go up from the year before. He had 17 between the Pirates and Twins, so
So he
I
hit
could see
17 for the Pirates then.
No, he had 0 with them and 17 for the Twins, but I don't expect 17 home runs from him this year. I expect double digits, not quite that high, 12 to 15 maybe, and I expect him to hit like 270 to 280.
Still above Pedro on the list. That's good. I like it.
Well, it's because of his defense. If it was all offense, I expect Pedro to have a bigger year. Maybe not on base percentage and whatnot, average, but he's going to produce more runs. But a guy he might not produce more runs than, a guy who broke out big time last year, or number 6 guy, Lucas Duda. He's 29, playing for the Mets. He had 253 with a 349 on base percentage last year. Not bad numbers. 30 jacks and 92 RBIs are very nice numbers. He can take the walk. He didn't K too much last year. He was a platoon player before last season.
I was going to say it's surprising to see the 30 home runs with only 10 in 2011, 15 in 2012, and 15 in 2013.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you look against lefties last season, even only 2 of them came against lefties, and he hit 180. So even though he wasn't a platoon player last year, he should have been. But still, if you can
Put
hit,
up jacks.
huh?
He put up jacks.
Yeah, 30 home runs. It doesn't really matter what you do if you can put up 30 home runs and 92 RBIs.
Well, the guy could definitely rake them. And it's good for him, too, that I'm getting him in from the outfield, playing less than stellar defense out there. So, I mean, moving to first base will no doubt help him out. I look for a repeat performance out of him this year. New York's an improved ball club, and, hopefully with him and a healthy David Wright.
Yeah, I expect him to hit 30 home runs again. He can hit even a little more than that, most likely. And I don't expect his average to go up any. He's a 250 hitter. But with the walks he takes, he has a good on-base percentage. So this guy's going to be a decent player for the next 3 or 4 years at least.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the Mets cleanup hitter. They're figuring him to just put up impressive numbers this year, but he suffered a oblique strain a couple weeks ago, and he's probably going to make his spring debut this Sunday. So already a little injury,
A little behind.
Already a little injury setback for him, but big things coming this year from him.
I'll tell you what, though, 30 home runs, only 2 against lefties. I mean, 28 home runs against right-handed pitching last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he can figure it out against lefties a little bit, you're potentially looking at a mid-40 home run guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I expect him to do that, but I wouldn't sit him against lefties. I'd let him keep playing. Number 5, guy who had a down season last year, but still a huge on-base percentage, Joey Votto from the Reds. He's 31, hit just 255, worst mark of his career, but his on-base percentage, like I said, still 390.
390 with a 255 average.
Yeah,
Also,
that's because he took 47 walks and had 49 Ks and 220 at-bats. His power dropped last year, just 6 home runs. But look at his career numbers. He was a 310 hitter with a 417 on-base percentage. Career. Ridiculous.
is this a guy that can stay on the field, though? That's the big question,
Yeah.
I mean, there seems to be a lot of injury concerns with these segments now.
Yeah, well, if you look, in 2012, he played 111 games. In 2013, he played all 162 games. And then last year, he played just those 62 games. But really, not too long ago, well, I guess it is 5 years ago now, he had 37 jacks. I expect he can get back up over 20 at least. And he's still a good hitter. His average is going to go back up around 300, and he's still taking the walk with the best of them.
And he's Canadian.
Yeah, the one thing about him is he might actually take a walk too much. He doesn't want to drive people in. He'd rather just take the walk and let somebody behind him try to drive people in. They need him to drive people in.
Do you think he's becoming more of a Joe Mauer type player?
Yeah, a little better than Joe Mauer, but yeah, something similar. But I truly think his power is going to come back a little bit this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think he hits enough fly balls, to be honest.
Look at this. His 390 on base percentage this season, or last season, was the worst since his rookie year. 390 was the worst. You kidding me?
Yeah, it's normally decent if you get up around 35, 36, 37% of the time.
Yeah.
417 career, so to him 390's garbage.
Yeah.
Probably was beating himself whenever he went home.
You're right, though, Easy. That's why his home run numbers went down. He stopped hitting the fly ball as much, and his line drive rate went down as well.
Yeah, it's probably because of some, lagging injuries.
Yeah.
Old
I mean,
age.
quad injuries.
The one thing is, he's on my fantasy team. I just made a trade for him this year. I gave up David Ortiz and Matt Kemp for Joey Votto, hoping.
Ortiz.
Yeah, well, it's a dynasty league, and he's nearly 40 years old now. So
I don't know what any of
The
that
word
means.
the
but
word keeper and dynasty together makes baseball fans salivate.
But I
Everybody's
expect a
pants
bounce
just
back
got a
year
little
from him.
tighter.
JK's pitching tense.
Let's move on to number 4, JK. Do it.
Who we got?
This old head.
Adrian Gonzalez, Los Angeles Dodgers. This is a guy that's been very consistent pretty much throughout his career.
Won a Gold Glove last year.
Outstanding fielder, as J. Josh just said.
292 career average, 364 on base career.
Yeah, his numbers were down from that a little bit this year. He had 276 with a 335 on base. Power's still there. Look at his
16
RBIs.
RBIs, yeah, damn.
Look at this. He had 100 or more RBIs in 7 of his last 8 years. In the year he didn't, he had 99. And he had 40 home runs that year.
Blew it that year.
Well, this guy's definitely great in the clutch. I mean, you still love the power. The power's still there. I think his days of hitting 300 are over.
Yeah, they're over, but he's still going to hit up over 270 every season.
The decreased walk rate, has to be a little bit of a red flag, getting the fact that he's 33 years old now. And
That's why his
If
on
he
base
stands there
percentage
too
is
long,
lower.
he'll fall asleep. Maybe that's what he's afraid of. Old people like to take naps.
yeah, didn't Griffey fall asleep during that game in
He'll
Seattle?
probably still hit a home run.
But the thing I like most about Adrian Gonzalez, look, 156 or more games played in each of the last 9 years. He's always in your lineup.
The guy's a rock.
Durability.
Dude has power. He's always in your lineup. That's the kind of player you want.
Move him up to number 1.
He could be. Anybody in these top 5 could be at least number 2. This number 1 guy is a beast, though. But let's move on to number 3 first here. We got a youngster, just 25 years old, Freddie Freeman from the Braves.
Double F.
This guy's a big-time player, J-Dash. Last year, power numbers down a little bit, RBIs down a little bit. Still scored the runs, though, 93. It was a tough year last year down in Atlanta, so, a little drop in his numbers really weren't that surprising.
The thing I like is the uptick in on-base percentage, 386, 20 points above his career. That's because he took 90 walks last season.
Well, we were saying Gonzalez is durable. This guy is too. 147 games played and double-digit home runs in each of his first 4 full seasons, and he played every game last year.
Well, you look at Freddie Freeman, you could basically say he's a young Adrian Gonzalez. A couple better hitters in that Atlanta lineup. Those 78 RBIs are up around 90 and 100. The power is going to get better, and it's going to continue to get better.
Yeah, look at his 2013 numbers. He hit 319 with a 396 on base, 23 jacks, 109 RBIs, 89 runs. It was a huge season for him. And people were saying he didn't even break out into his best season yet, so he still has more ahead of him.
Oh, definitely. There's nowhere to go but up for this guy, and he's going to be a fixture down there for years, or at least until he gets too expensive for him. But
if he can put those 2013 numbers together with the 2014 walk rate, this guy is going to be a complete monster. He's going to be Joey Votto from a couple years ago, back in 2010.
When he hit fly balls.
Yeah.
I was playing a baseball video game the other day, and Freddie Freeman hit 2 home runs off me. I wasn't amused.
At number 2, we have another guy who broke out last season, Anthony Rizzo from the Cubs. He's going to be turning 26 during the season. 286 last year with a 386 on base. Huge. 32 jacks, 78 RBIs, 89 runs. Like I said, it was a breakout year for him because of his average. He's a career 254 hitter.
Now, this is a guy that I actually really like a lot. And like the 32 home runs, I mean, they've been waiting for the 32 home runs from him for a while now. I mean, but the 286 average is something that these guys have always thought that this guy would be able to do.
Billy Madison wouldn't be able to spell his
Everything
last
is just
name.
looking great in Chicago these days, and
The thing about him is he improved his batter's eye. He improved his walk rate. That makes him swing at better pitches. It's going to give him more chances to hit for a better average and more power.
And it being 25 or 20 going to be 26 years old, too, you got to look at the room to grow, too. You know, there's still plenty of room there.
Well, the thing about him, it was like, who'd we mention that can't hit lefties down here? Well, obviously Pedro can't hit lefties.
Duda.
Matt Adams, Duda has trouble hitting lefties. Rizzo had trouble hitting lefties, too, until last season. And that's really what turned him into a complete hitter.
Got to hit them lefties. Why is it so hard to hit a lefty? Just man up.
Well, lefty on lefty, man,
bitch.
it's tough to see the pitch coming in.
Well,
It's a
righty
lot
on
easier
righty,
coming.
it's the same thing.
You're throwing,
Well,
you're
a
facing
lot of
the,
righties can't hit righties.
Well, they're garbage.
you're facing the left-handed pitcher, and you're a left-handed batter. They throw that hard slider.
Get some LASIK if you can't see the ball. Come on, man.
Well, we'll always have a couple at bats against Charlie Morton, so there's a
He'll be all right.
double and a couple home
Couple,
runs.
yeah.
But listen, if he hits
Believe
32 jacks again this year, expect his RBIs to be up over 100 and his runs possibly to be up over 100 too, because this Cubs lineup is a lot better this year.
Well, who's your golden child at first base in the NL, Dash?
It is the Diamondbacks' Paul Goldschmidt. No surprise here, he's 27. Last year he was on pace for another MVP season. It was cut short by Ernesto Ferrari hitting him with a fastball on the hands, and then they retaliated by hitting McCutchen straight in the back like douchebags. I hate, Kirk Gibson. That's,
Yep.
I hate
and when
that
you
dude.
bean a team's best player, they're going to bean your best player back.
Well, listen,
Completely unintentional.
Ferrari's wild, so he didn't mean to hit him. And he hit him, it was an inside pitch. It wasn't like he threw it right at him. It was inside, and Goldschmidt likes to hang over the plate. So he hit him, but you don't throw it at a guy's back. That's ridiculous. But
What are you
anyways,
supposed to throw at his head?
no, you're supposed to throw at their thigh, dude.
He doesn't have a thigh. McCutchen's built like a
McCutchen's
giraffe.
thighs are like
Yeah, right, dude.
frickin' 80-inch pythons.
McCutchen would stomp you into the ground.
But anyways,
Didn't say I
Paul
could take him in a
Goldschmidt, he
fight
hit
at all.
300 last year, 396,
Yeah,
just
but with
19
his
home runs
gigantic
because of
quads.
the shortened season and 406 at bats. He has a
Just
little bit of
shoot
speed
him.
for a first baseman too. But look at his 2013 numbers. He hit 302 with a 401 on base, 36 jacks, 125 RBIs, 103 runs, 99 walks, 145 Ks, and 602 at bats. Plus, he stole double-digit bases. So this guy's pretty much an all-around player. But expect his speed to drop off now that he's getting a little bit older.
His nickname ain't JK47 for nothing. Somebody kicks in the spread door, they're going down.
Believe
That's
it.
it. With the extended clip.
I think you gotta like about Goldschmidt. You know, you gotta like the all-around ability of his game. You know, the guy's still a solid fielder. Also, you know, you can't overlook that. And he's not really that old yet. I mean, only 27 years old.
Yeah.
He could even have bigger years ahead of him. But the fact of the matter is, too, you look at the Arizona Diamondbacks around him, and there's not much there.
I like A.J. Pollock. They brought in that Yasmani Tomas, that Cuban third baseman Easy likes. But
all in all, I look for his walk rate to actually go up this year.
possibly, yeah.
Because, I mean, let's face it. I mean, Mark
nobody wants to
Trumbo,
face
I
it.
mean, he got some power.
I hate Mark Trumbo.
Yeah, I'm not big on him myself, and
Well, listen, Goldschmidt was an 8th round pick, so every team skipped him plenty of times. Anybody could have had him. Like I said, he came up with Yonder Alonso. People had him ranked right beside each other, and it turned out Goldschmidt blew him away.
that's the interesting thing about the Major League Baseball draft. I mean, all your first rounders, I mean, the majority of them don't end up being all-stars. So, I mean, it's a matter of striking gold. They got it with Goldschmidt.
Nice. Good one. Break them down. Top 15. J to the K.
Starting at number 15, Yonder Alonso Ribeiro.
At number 14,
My man, Ryan Howard for the Phillies.
Terrible,
Way better
terrible.
than Pedro.
yeah.
Number 13, ringing in that Michael Morse code.
New team, Miami Marlins. The next guy, number 12, also a new team with the Milwaukee Brewers, Adam Lean.
Number 11, Brandon Belt for the Giants.
Number 10, Slippery Rock graduate, Matt Adams, St. Louis Cardinals.
Number 9,
A dude who lost it throwing
Garbage.
baseball. Pedro Alvarez.
Pedro Alvarez, he says.
Pedro, he lost it.
Moving to first base this season, just like our number 8 guy, Ryan Zimmerman, looking for a bounce back year.
Gold Glove candidate coming in at number 7, Justin Morneau for the Rockies. Should still be a
Oh,
Pine.
Canada.
Did that wrong? At number 6, we had a 2014 breakout, Lucas Duda of the Mets.
Top
Duda,
5,
Duda.
breaking down.
I had a teacher last
Cincinnati
name
Reds.
Duda.
Yeah, me too.
Solid veteran Joey
Bet
Votto.
you taught Spanish.
No, English.
You're dead wrong.
Number
I hated Duda. It was the only
Yeah, he was
teacher
a-
to ever give me an F.
Is that his same name?
He's a douche.
Is his
Mr.
name
Duda, if you're
Lucas?
listening to the
No.
show, do not
His
follow us
first
on
name
Twitter at
Lucas.
bet_the
He owns a
spread.
flower shop too.
Carpet
so
business.
he's oh yeah, it's a carpet business.
He likes to munch carpet.
All right, number 5. Did you mention him already?
Joey
I just threw him
Votto.
out there. We don't care about Cincinnati here either.
Number 5, Joey Votto. Number 4,
Adrian Gonzalez, Los Angeles Dodgers.
Gold Glove winner. Number 3,
Double F, Freddie Freeman for the Braves.
Dude, whip you up a mean spaghetti and pizza pie, Anthony Rizzo.
number 2 for the Cubs, and number 1,
Paul Goldschmidt, Arizona Diamondbacks.
They have a swimming pool in the outfield.
Well, that wraps up our NL first baseman coverage. Thank you guys for coming into the studio. You guys can follow us on Twitter at bet_the_spread. You can follow me on Twitter at betjimtowin. You guys can like us on Facebook, subscribe to that YouTube channel, click that thumbs up. Keep them views coming.